Hello, everyone. This is Summer here, lactation consultant with Done Naturally. Welcome. Today we are talking about inflated birth weight. What is that? Well, this is important for a lot of people to know while pregnant and in preparation for that first week postpartum. And it may explain to some of you what happened in your first week postpartum. So let's get down to business. Okay. So, inflated birth weight is when a baby is born heavier than what they actually are because of maternal IV fluids that she had in labor, particularly long IV fluids, and that could have been from a cesarean or a vaginal delivery. Think about what happens when a mom has IV fluids. Often she swells. And moms usually feel that discomfort, and that swelling can persist for several days. And after delivery, we see that she sweats and pees that fluid off and she feels more comfortable. So with a baby, they have that first birth weight, and it's very possible that that weight isn't their true weight, that they are going to sweat and pee off that maternal IV fluid as well. Meaning they are going to drop weight faster than another baby, causing concern for the physicians, nursing staff, lactation consultants. So what is typical? So in the first week, we tolerate 7 to 10% of weight loss. We don't care much if mom's milk comes in around day 4 or 5. If they drop down to that 7 or 10%, mom's milk comes in, at that point, baby's gonna start gaining. And everything's okay. We expect baby to be back up to birth weight by around 2 weeks. So in those first few days, you should be counting pees, counting poops. Those tell us what's happening with baby. If baby is transferring colostrum properly, we're going to see 1 pee and 1 poop in that first 24 hours. We're gonna see 2 pees and 2 poops in the second 24 hours. We're going to see 3 pees and 3 poops in the third 24 hours. That means they are doing what they need to do with breastfeeding. One of the things you're going to be working with the staff and lactation consultant is positioning, latch, observing the feeding, looking and seeing if everything's going okay. So if they tell you that baby has lost too much weight and it's happened really quickly, and mother had long period of IV fluids, then that may be part of the puzzle. It might not be indicative of a breastfeeding problem. Baby might be breastfeeding very well, but because of the IV fluids, we're seeing that drop in weight that is inconsistent with what's actually going on. When a baby has inflated birth weight, we often see a lot of pees, more than typical. So I would be working with a family and we see that crazy drop in weight. And so I'm working with mom, talking with her, going through her medical history, checking out to see if there's any risk for low milk supply, observing several feedings, checking diaper output. And I see, oh my goodness, this baby has had 12 pees in 48 hours. Well, we typically see in 48 hours, 3 pees. So then I think, what was her labor story? So it is entirely possible that baby's weight wasn't actually that birth weight. And so we'd see that drop and not be concerned. But the thing that that really tells us more about how a baby's doing is poop, not pee. And that's because they're digesting that colostrum. Colostrum is so small on purpose because of the baby's tummy, but it doesn't create those large wet diapers. Those large heavy diapers don't really happen until day 4, 5, 6, and 7, when the maternal's milk comes in and it's this maturity. So then they're these tiny wet diapers, but they're pooping. And they're pooping because the colostrum's a laxative. So even though they're getting just a tiny bit of colostrum, it's creating a large poop. So if I'm looking at a baby and it has weight loss that we're concerned about, if they are pooping well and they're nursing well and I'm observing a feeding and I'm seeing milk transfer and position as well and mom is comfortable, but I see this weight loss and she's had that labor that makes sense with that IV fluid, then I'm gonna sit down and talk to the mother about inflated birth weight. And why? Why is that so important? It is incredibly important to sit down with this mother and explain this, because anytime we see weight loss, often that mother is made to feel, or feels on her own, inadequate. And it plants a little tiny seed that she isn't doing what she needs to, that she's not meeting her baby's needs, that she's inadequate, that she isn't enough. And that little seed can grow into this big, crazy monster very easily. And I want to help her. I want her to feel empowered and that she is enough. So discussing this with her helps her feel okay. When we have weight loss, the other thing that typically happens, the appropriate next response, is to initiate pumping with that mother. So we're watching feeding, making any corrections we need to, and initiating pumping as well to increase stimulation and protect her milk supply. So it's not that this inflated birth weight is a reason to go against physicians' recommendations. It's a piece of information to help her understand what's going on. So we can continue to breastfeed, continue to do extra stimulation with pumping, but now she has this piece of information that is incredibly empowering, so that when her milk comes in, she is very confident in her ability to continue. And that little seed, no longer there. So this may have been an aha moment for you, or you're pregnant and this might help you in your first week postpartum. I hope so. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you like, subscribe, and pay attention to some of my other videos, and I will check you guys out another time. See you. Bye.